you have leaders and then you have bosses. And then also with that, like when you're in this kingdom mindset, you have to strategize, right? So with that, a lot of people I feel are out here, playing checkers. They're seeing everyone the same and they're using them just to get a leg up or get over, someone else, or just get over something so they can either win the game or please whoever. And then you have your leaders who are on the field with you, leading. They're playing a thing like chess. They see everyone has their strengths and weaknesses and they use them accordingly as such. And
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player. I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back here for another one to enlighten and empower you guys and inspire you guys to be better.
Better than yesterday. Oh, I thought you were gonna say it with me.
Oh,
I thought we were on the same wavelength for a second.
I ain't
Damn.
know if it was
Alright.
gonna be a unison thing. I ain't know if we were doing that.
Oh man, Mark, what's been going on, man?
Not much, man. Actually, I've been diving into Unreal Engine. Like I've actually started it up and been playing around with like the
Did your
little.
computer work with it though? Like, do you got the juice over there to actually run it?
Surprisingly, yes. I've haven't had any complications with any of the programs like Blender. Blender runs smoothly. Sometimes when I'm getting to like actually like rendering it in like 3D, getting all the textures and making it look all
Yeah.
realistic, kind of slows up a
Yeah.
little bit, but not too much. So the old boy has been keeping up with the time, so I ain't had to change or look for any but pieces yet. So
Yeah. And
hopefully.
for real, bro. Like, I need you to hurry up and figure that out, bro. It's like I ain't trying to rush you, but it's a little bit of a rush
We
because
working on it.
my man's the dudes told me yesterday that they have spent thousands of dollars on statues.
Come on.
Just statues, bro. Like from Witcher,
Yeah.
the some other shit from I don't fucking know what they were talking about, bro. But I'm like, yo, they look cool, but I'm like, there's people out here buying this stuff. Like,
Big fakes.
yo, it's crazy. So I'm like, yo, we can do that.
Most
We can
definitely.
do that. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how it's done. I am.
Literally just a 3D model. The
Yeah.
statues, even with that, I think you can't there might be an even simpler way to do it. I don't think like the person actually like sits there. They could probably take an image from a clip of the show or something, kind of port it over, maybe tweak it a little bit here and there, give it some depth, and boom. I don't even think it's that serious. Like it might not even be that hard. So I got you. We working on it. What's up?
We could do small scale stuff because like we got the little 3D printer joint. We could do small scale, so I'm aware of that.
Yeah, we can't do nothing too big yet. We ain't having no like miniature miniature life
Size.
There we go. But yeah, man. What about you? How's your week been going?
So look, I've been discussing things with a artist
Okay.
to see if we can make some shake on the visual front. But like when I saw his art, dog, like
Mm.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I was like, yo, Matt, it ain't too far from what you already did. And we had this conversation like
Mm.
I'm trying to delegate things, but there's still the financial gap where it pertains to delegating things and getting somebody else to do the things that I don't necessarily have the skills in.
Mm.
But like I was looking at it and looking at his work and I was like, yo, this is cool, but I don't know if this is necessarily 100% what I'm looking for, if that make
Mm.
any sense. It's like the stuff that my man has already done. It's not like a whole bunch of action stuff. It's like he drew like some portraits, or maybe like he did like some kind of political cartoon looking stuff. But like
Mm.
I ain't seeing no sci-fi dog. Like I was like, yo, all right, so this might not go the way that I anticipated going. But I'm gonna go ahead and give him a shot anyway, cause like he offering payment plans too. So I'm like, all right, bet he offering like I can use the art
Mm.
with all the rights. Like I can keep the rights to the art, and I'm like, all right, dope. That bet that like we can make that work. But I'm just looking at it like, yo, like I don't know if this is gonna give me the result that I'm looking for. So I just
Mm.
like I picked up the pencil again and I was like, let me see what I can come up with.
Right.
So I came up with something I like this is like realize what your style is and go with it. Just
Okay.
run with it. And my style is pretty much anime.
Mm.
So here's one of the characters that I drew up.
Yo, that's not bad.
I just wanted to I wanted to show you because I'm like I don't know if I don't know if I got the juice or not. I ain't about to sit up here and say I got the juice or not. It looked good to me. I'm wondering what it'll look like when you upload the line art and color it and all that other stuff like that. I'm wondering what it's gonna look like. So I don't know. Like I was like, all right, let me bring it to the podcast, show my man, and see where we come up with, see where we at. So yeah. That's Magnaris, the
Mm.
um the character, one of the main characters from book 4, which
Mm.
is set to release soon. I don't have a release date yet, so um think I'm gonna go back and start drawing a few things. And I'm thinking like even if I do get this done, like I
Mm.
can still do this stuff on my own. The only part that really frustrates me is the coloring part or the digital coloring. Like I ain't good at that.
Um. Well, if it's like we talked about it, talked about it before, uh,
Mm,
coming down to actually getting it done. If we have a moment where we have to like crunch the time, bite the bullet, you know, outsourcing it to someone else is fine. It's all personal preference. Like even with um game designing, like I can either go out and find something close to what I envision and use that, or find someone that can produce something close. Uh,
mm,
it's I'm not gonna say it can never be 100% of what you envision because no one can truly get like deep inside your mind and pull out the image that you
mm.
want. People can get really close, uh, but like all you can do is write the story, write the character details as vividly as you can tell them, as you can write them,
Right.
and hopefully someone can interpret it, to your liking.
Yeah.
Um, that's real interesting though.
Cause
That's a
that's what
very
we
good
talk.
drawing though.
Huh?
That's a really good drawing.
Oh, thank you, man. Um, and that's that. It kind of ties off into what we here to talk about today, because like um when you're building something, you can't necessarily do it on your own. And I told my
Mm-hmm.
man, even when we met up with him, we met up for coffee like last week, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, like when all at the end of the day, like what I'm looking for is partnership. Like I'm not looking for you to just be here, do a commission for me. Like there's going to be multiple authors, multiple artists and contributors to the Aether universe.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I was like right now we got three in general. Like just to put ideas in. So like there's going to be multiple people. I'm like this is not me at this point. This is
Mm-hmm.
the brand. Like so like um we're like what we're here to talk about is the kingdom mindset, the kingdom mentality, and and knowing when it's necessary to push that responsibility off to someone else that you don't necessarily the things that you don't necessarily know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So um and like the reason that I want to bring this up, right, is because there are some people who have that. I mean, and let's be real, everybody has that kingdom mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has it in some form of fashion, whether you act on it, whether you try to achieve it or not. Like everybody has it. Like you people who want to climb the corporate ladder, you want to be the head of the kingdom. You want to be the boss. So like you have that, or you want that family where the family is, big and rambunctious, and you want to be the head of the household kind of situation. You have it. You want to be the matriarch of the family, because I ain't trying to discriminate against the women. Women have it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know from work right now that there is no discrimination right now. So we ain't got to go into that though. That was pretty hilarious when it happened, because you saw all of the guys with they sexual confusion. They didn't know what the fuck to do.
Tragic.
They didn't know what to do.
Not at
Uh,
all.
Oh man, there's been some weird conversations surrounding that. I do still want to know who asked for it, but it is what it is, man. But anyway, everybody wants that kingdom mentality. So like, what happened to me this week?
Mm-hmm.
Because wanted my man wanted his kingdom, and he walks around saying that I'm the boss man. This I'm the boss man. That he tries to be the boss, even though for all intents and purposes, he doesn't necessarily know what the fuck is going on. Just being real. He's there to babysit. I know he's there to babysit. He don't know how to do my job, so I don't know what he's bossing. So it don't make sense to me. But that's neither here or there.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to me this week, man? It just happened yesterday, bro. And the reason why I'm bringing it up because it was an event that took me out of character. Like when I say took me out of character, like I was about to snap, but I had to remember where I was. Mm. So, and I know we've all had this situation at work where your boss is telling you that you had to meet this certain metric, you had to do this. And I'm like the type of person I don't do anything half-ass, even though
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about climbing the corporate ladder. I'm just like that person that while I'm there, I want to do the best that I possibly can. So I'm doing the work and I'm making sure that things are okay and legit so that my manager isn't out on his ass, because in all like reality, his job is to make sure I'm doing mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I give 100% to everything that I'm doing, and I slipped up. I mean, it is what it is. Like you got this department that they walk around the building to do they do safety audits, and they they making sure that everybody is safe, quote unquote. Even though they make up the safety rules, but that's neither here or there. A rule is only a rule if you say it's a rule. So um, all I'm saying is, my like there are some things that won't unsafe a year ago that's unsafe now. So I ain't, it is what it is.
Mhm.
But I did something, and they called it out.
Mhm.
They called my manager. My manager got involved. He looked at it. He said, oh no, we can't do this. We can't do that." Called me over, and like, because I was trying to do what he wanted me to do, make
Uh-huh.
sure that everything was running smoothly, make sure that we didn't really lock up anything. We could continue working throughout the day. I was doing what you want me to do, and when the conversation was had, my man didn't even vouch for me.
Mm.
My man looked at me with this stern look, like, "Yeah, we're not supposed to do that. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, "Oh my God, bro. Like, yo, for real?" I'm like, "Yo, like, I'm running in circles, bro. Like, I'm down here by myself. I don't, that it happened. Like, yo, like, we can walk away from this and then we don't even have to talk about it. Like,
Mm.
it can disappear as quick as it came. Like, we don't even have to discuss it, bro. Like, yo, but yeah, more likely than not, bro. It puts me in a position. A reason why it the reason why it pierced me so much.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that it pierced my armor a little bit. Like, I almost, like I said, I almost snapped on him. I scared him a little bit, I think, and I need to apologize when I see everybody again, because everybody was like, "Oh, what's about to happen?" Like, they kind of did this little move here.
Mhm.
Like, they started backing up, like, "You all right? You good?" I was like, "No, I'm
Uh,
good. I'm good. I'm good. It's all good." And but the reason why it upset me so much is because I was a part of someone else's kingdom,
mhm.
but when it came time to answer for what the boss man do, I was the one that got cut.
Mm.
And just to put it out there, at the end of this, when it's all said and done, if one more thing happened again, I'm out the door.
Come on.
Yeah, so yeah, that was the conversation. It was like, should we terminate them for this situation? Yeah, that was the conversation.
Uh, so with that, I feel like in life uh you have leaders and then you have bosses. And then also with that, like when you're in this kingdom mindset, you have to strategize, right? So with that, a lot of people I feel are out here, playing checkers. They're seeing everyone the same and they're using them just to get a leg up or get over, you know, someone else, or just get over something so they can either win the game or please whoever. And
Hmm.
then you have your leaders who are on the field with you, uh leading. They're playing a thing like chess. They see everyone has their strengths and weaknesses and they use them accordingly as such. And it it just blows my mind how many people are out here like literally just playing checkers just to get by
Yeah,
in life, just to move up
yeah,
that corporate ladder as we were talking. But
right.
and we can take this outside of work, like even in relationships, like people who are put in place to lead others. Like I've had something similar happen to me in school.
Mm,
So a teacher that's in charge of, leading kids uh to learn, to just, uh do better in life, right? To
yeah,
give them that couple of that foundation to, go out into the world, right? This is senior
yeah,
year. Um we had a teacher, it was a math teacher. Uh some of the seniors couldn't make it to take this test. Even if we had like a in the class or whatever, he was willing to, just like fail us if we didn't make this test, right? So a couple of us had like a legit We needed to do something else for another class, so we wasn't gonna make it. And it came up on my Facebook recently as a memory, and it was me making a post to warn the other seniors, hey, uh, this teacher tripping about this test. If you haven't taken it,
Yeah.
hit them up so you can work out a another date to take it. So
Right.
I don't live that far from the school. I drove up there. I'm just going there, take the test. That's all I'm worried about. Take the test, go home. I don't want, this F on my report card,
You know what I'm saying?
gotta please moms and whatnot. I'm going up there, signing in the office. The principal just happens to be in the office at this time. She's not really in the main office like talking about, but for this particular day, she's in there. She's like,
Right.
"Hey, baby, what are you doing here? You're a senior, right?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, not supposed to be here. It's past that window where seniors don't come to school for like
Yeah.
that final
And if they
week or something.
and if they do, it's some suspect going on.
Yeah, yeah, right. So I won't trip, and I was like, I'm just here to take a test and not be out your way, all that other
Hmm.
stuff. She's like, what test for what teacher? And I'm like, math test, teacher such and such. She was
Okay.
like, all right, I handle it. Call him up. You got a senior here to take a test?
You want to explain that?
He was like, "Oh no, I told him that if they couldn't take it, it'll be fine. They didn't have to come up here." And I'm just like, I'm here for one reason only: take that test and go home. I'm like, look, I'm just doing what I was told. I'm good at two shoes. I'm not rambunctious. I'm just trying to get in, get out. I don't. She was like, don't worry about him. Give him 100 for this test, and then also give him an extra 100 on me. And I was like, you can do that? Hung up the phone. She was like, you go home, baby. Have a nice day. I was like, yes, ma'am. Alrighty.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
Facts.
Oh man.
And I'm just like, how you I was there in all the right, circumstances. I'm listening, I'm following orders, and just luckily, that happened to where I didn't have to take anything further or whatever.
Uh,
But like if I was one of those students that was just like nonchalant, was like, I missed a test, and then somehow this man like goes and fails me, and I'm like having
yeah.
to repeat a grade over because of this one test. That could happen. You have your people out here that are just like, they may be nice people outside of their jobs or whatever, or
Everybody a nice person outside of work, man.
but it's just like, we said this before, you have power, and in certain situations you have powers to change people's lives, and like that one mistake, that one tick could just send somebody over the edge, or just like destroy them, mess them up for
Yeah.
like a good little minute.
I like, let's be real, like just to add on to that, like
mm,
the universe knows.
mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how it worked. I mean, you can argue with it all you want, but like when you put it out there, it's gonna come back to you
Full
in
forward.
some way, some shape, form, or fashion.
Yep. Yep. uh so yeah, that's my story. It was pretty interesting. I went home, went right back to sleep. uh but yeah, it's
Like that situation, like both of those stories, right? And
mm,
I want you guys to catch this. Like both of those stories are examples of being a part of a kingdom
mm-hmm,
and being led astray by the leaders of the kingdom.
mm,
And there's some
cool.
things that you need to learn where as it pertains to being in a kingdom, because as humans, you were born to be fruitful, to multiply and have dominion. You want to be
Facts.
fruitful, you want to make your money, you want to multiply, that means you want to reproduce, and to have dominion, you want your kingdom. Like you want to dominate. That's what you want to do. That's what in human nature, that's what we were supposed to do. That's what the Bible said. So you want to do that, but there's levels to to everything in life, and there are definitely levels to this. Like this is no exception. So you want to be a part of a kingdom. you want to maintain the kingdom
Mm.
and you want to dominate over the kingdom. But there are things that you need to learn throughout life, and there's one thing that I am going to advise you is that in order to start a kingdom, in order to be the matriarch or the patriarch of a kingdom, meaning the head of the kingdom, either
Mm.
male or female, just in case anybody didn't know, in order to do that, you have to be a part of a kingdom first.
Oh.
But with that being said, you have to work your way from the bottom. Like some of you guys, like you want to do stuff, but you
Mm.
want to do it on your own. You ain't never seen it happen before. You ain't never seen it done, but you want it done, and you want to reinvent the wheel, and you ain't never seen it done before. It's almost like it's oh, wow. And there's some contradictions in life, and I'm about to get to that in a second.
Mm.
It's almost like you want to be the boss at a warehouse and you just came out of college and don't know what the fuck is going on at the ground level.
Mm.
And I promise you that's happening out here. So you looking at it from a baseline tier one grunt worker level, and you're like, oh well, if they can skip, and you try to do it, so you try to do it somewhere else in your way, and not knowing that there's a process to this and some political things that you need to figure out because you didn't take your role in the kingdom serious.
Mm.
And if you never take your role in the kingdom serious, then you never understand what the kingdom needs from somebody like you. See, when you at the top and you work your way from, and this is about patience. If you want to build something, and I understand that completely. I promise you. I'd have been in the army. I'd have been a grunt level worker at for a long time, but longer than I want to admit. This is my third warehouse job now. Like
Mm.
I promise you, I've always wanted to be at the top. But the thing is that I'm not working for their top.
Mm.
I'm working for my own.
Mm.
So I've been a part of a kingdom long enough to know that this is not what I want. And I know when I'm at the top, then I know exactly what to look for out of the people from the bottom. And not only do I know because I've lived it, not only do I know how to be that person at the bottom, now that I'm at the top, I know what they need to do to bring them up.
Mm. Okay. So I want to say it's very similar to this mindset I had a while back growing up. Like before I did anything, I wanted to at least have the uh the knowledge before I dove straight into it. A lot of people they just, they get a little bit of book smarts and then they're like, "All right, I could do that." But when they're trying to do that one thing that start their business, get into that relationship, they don't uh see they don't see it as a whole. They don't see it as this is a person I have to work with, I have to grow with, I have to also teach and learn from.
Mm,
I can't go into this with, all right, they're gonna do XYZ, uh they're gonna follow my lead. There's gonna be no type of rebuttals. There's gonna be no type of I'm just gonna lead them. We're gonna be a happy little family. She's gonna be my trophy wife. She's just gonna sit there, look pretty, and all this other stuff. But no, like that's a whole person. And
yeah,
with like you trying to start your own business or do anything, you have to do something. You have to have a team. You have to build a kingdom. Like it's not something you can just jump into and just
right.
like expect everything to be hunky dory. Like we said before, you have to envision the whole picture. You have to do the ups, the downs, the adversities, the obstacles, the failures, the downfalls. Cause look, Mac's been writing books for 10 years. I've been wanting to get into game design for, I don't even know, probably like since I was little. Like I've been wanting to do this for like a good little minute. There's some Facebook posts of, me actually trying to, then stopping, and then look, it just came right back around to this.
Yeah.
Uh
It always come back down to square one. Like at the end
Facts.
of the day, after you start ignoring all the other dumb shit that you do on the side, it always come back to square one, bro.
And that ties back into the kingdom mentality. Uh you're the king, right? So you need a kingdom,
Or queen.
king or queen, and as a king or queen, your word is law. So when you
Yeah.
put something out there, oh, it's state the universe or God hears it, and they're like, oh, all right, we're gonna send you tests, we're gonna send you trials,
Ooh,
we're gonna
plenty.
we're gonna send you some stuff. All right, you ain't get it that time. All right, I'm gonna give you some time to study. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna give you a little bit more. Give you a little bit more. All right. You got a couple of these answers right here, but you ain't get it all. You ain't get 100%. All right, we're gonna come back. We're gonna give you a rest, and then we're gonna come back and give you a little bit more. And then it's a constant cycle of you growing, with yourself. It's probably gonna you can probably grow with yourself first, and then the people around you are also gonna grow because they just gonna lift you up, and you're gonna lift them
Or
up.
maybe not.
Maybe that's
And let's go there too, because maybe not. Like you could be building a kingdom and you could be growing, and there could be some people around you that's either gonna stop you from growing or you gonna have to cut them off. Like let's be real,
that's true.
that's
That's
part of the
true.
game. That's part of it. Like one of my biggest fears is that the people around me ain't gonna grow at the same level I'm growing at. Like
Mm.
that's a fear of mine because like when you start having that conversation, when you start having that thought and things start happening in that realm,
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to have to leave some people behind.
Most
Like
definitely.
I just recently seen a meme that said when people grow or when you grow, then there's going to be some people in your life that's not going to be able to keep up. It's the reason why a Lamborghini has 2 seats and a bus has 50.
Oh.
Like I seen that and I was like, oh my God, that just summed my whole life up. I just summed my whole
Oh.
life up. And so like, yo, for real, you're
Big
going to have to
facts.
cut some people off, and in many cases, it may be the people that you are the closest to, the one
Mm-hmm.
that you sleeping in the same bed with.
These are
it's
true.
it's very well likely that it could be that person. Like I'm not, and once again, like I said, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to glorify divorce. Like that's not what I'm doing. Like for real.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been there. I've been in that same thing. I was trying to build a kingdom. I wanted to build a kingdom, and the supposed the alleged matriarch the alleged matriarch of that kingdom
Mm-hmm.
said that that ain't what I want to do. That ain't me. That's what you want to do. And I'm like, oh, we can't compromise. Like there's no way in there's no in the middle. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's no middle ground. Like all right, cool. We I guess we tried. It is what it is. Like you're going to lose friends. You're going to lose sleep because you losing friends. Like it's just part of the game. But the thing that that I'm tripping over is that some of y'all wanted to do it, but you ain't never been around anybody who doing it. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm tripping on that because I'm like, yo, for real. I, if I'm gonna be an author, I won't be around authors. Like I'm just being real. Like I can't figure something out. If and no disrespect to Mark, if I'm having an issue with like a book writing process or selling the book or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that, I can't go to Mark and ask him about it. Like it is what it is. So like, yo, some of y'all want to do stuff, but you ain't putting yourself in the right environments.
Mm-hmm.
Like coconuts don't grow in Virginia.
Big facts.
Palm
Yes.
trees don't grow in Antarctica, bro. Like it's you're putting yourself in environments that's not conducive to what you said you want to do. Like I know people personally, Mark, like they say they want to do stuff and they don't even know what it looked like to even do it.
Mm. Yep. Yep.
You don't even know where to start at. And I realized that when I was talking to Alyssa one day, and she said that
Mhm.
she wanted to, like, at the end of at the end of it all, she wants to start a nonprofit. And I asked her, I'm like, have you even ever even been in a part of a nonprofit? Like, do you know what that process is? And she was like, no. I'm like, all right, let's fix that problem right now. Like, so I went on Facebook and I promise you, you can find a group on Facebook for anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Literally.
And
Whatever you want to
and
save, learn, do. You want to
yeah,
build houses for people? They got that. Uh,
bruh. And Reddit too.
come on.
There's a community for everything on Reddit. I promise you, bruh. A subreddit for every different topic, bruh. I promise you it is, but like, and with I understand the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that most people, most people's egos are way too big to allow themselves to be a part of somebody else's situation or somebody else's dynasty, so they never get a chance to learn their own
Hmm.
because they've never been they're too egotistical to be a part of somebody else's.
But all right. So you have people like that, but you also have people that are, uh, they don't supply themselves or they don't put themselves around the people that can expand their territory. It's like
Right.
how you have that. You see it all the time. You see the stereotypical black woman, or just a stereotype in the movies and the shows where you have this girl or man, he's in a
Mm,
happy relationship,
mm,
and all his friends around him or all her friends around her, they're just bitter, they can never find a relationship. So they're the king and queen of their little matriarch, and around them it's just moat, or their kingdom is nothing but like bitter people that can't find happiness. So they're like chipping away at their happiness, like, oh, he too perfect, or she out here, with her girlfriends. She hot girl summer. She's out here, picking up other guys or whatnot. And it's just like, if that's what you surround yourself with, that's that's gonna be the downfall of your kingdom. Uh, if your peoples are not on the same wavelength, same page as you, uh, same mission, in a just like in a kingdom, there's gonna be gossip. There's gonna be a uprising because no one's on the same page. Everyone wants to dethrone the king and queen because it
everybody want their own.
yeah, it doesn't match up with what they got going on themselves.
The conflict of interest.
Mm. Ooh, big conflict of interest. Uh, and you have that. You have that in real life. You've seen friendships end because of jealousy, of envy. Uh, just like we said, there's just people that you're gonna have to cut off just because people are jealous or envious of you, and they'll say the slickest of stuff. They'll talk under their breath. Oh, they and sometimes it's because they don't understand. They don't understand that to grow you have to not worry about these small insignificant details, gas prices, uh putting a little extra money here and there to invest in yourself. Um these are stuff that's gonna fluctuate
I feel like you're
anyway.
talking about somebody that we know right now. We can talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
He said something to me the other day that that it rocked me a little bit. I was like, bro, did you really just say that to me?
Come on. And like I said, they could be good people, but sometimes you have to distance yourself from them. It's I can't say it's not their fault, but it is
Oh,
mostly their
definitely their
fault.
fault. It's
It
definitely their
is their
fault
fault.
because they know us. They know us. So you were in the kingdom. You were in the kingdom, Mark. Like
Facts.
you decided to you decided to diss the kings. You ain't want to listen to the kings. So hey, that's what you set yourself up for that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And like this concept isn't new. It's not like
Mm-mm.
we
Not at all.
just bought this up like out of nowhere. Like it just kind of out of just in there. Just but what he's saying is correct, man. And I'm just gonna piggyback on it a little bit. You guys are staying on your own planet.
Mm.
We go back to that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to travel the universe. If you ain't trying to travel the universe, just say you ain't trying to travel the universe, man. Just stay
Big
where you
facts.
at. But if you are going to be if you're going to start a kingdom, you're
Mm-hmm.
going to say that's what you want, then you need to start acting like it. And I
Mm.
know some of the people who listen,
Mm-hmm.
some of the people who listen to this podcast, you're not necessarily in that boat where you're doing that. And I promise you, the guy that Mark is talking about, he got all access to it too. It's free. It's a free podcast. He got access to the information. He know us personally, but we don't have these conversations. So guess what happens?
He
When you
stays.
grow, he stay.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Like the type of people that I'm gonna grow with is like the one that I said that I need to retire in the next year or so because I got shit that I got to do with my life. And the girl looked at me and said, "I think you can do it." The fuck? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, true. I got you. Thank you. I needed that. But like, you're going to come across those people, and I need you. What I need you guys to do is I need you to take a hard look at the people that you're around on a daily basis because the average of the people that you hang out with is that's your future.
Mm-hmm.
If you are the sum average of the people that you hang out with. So if you're hanging around with a whole bunch of broke folks complaining about gas prices, you're number six. You hanging around with a bunch of with five broke people, um, uh, going to McDonald's every week or El Cap or some shit like that. Then you're just going to be number six. You'll be tagging along with them for the rest of your life for years to come. And let's be real, some of y'all think y'all got kingdoms. You think you got full-blooded relationships, but you don't even understand that you just friends with somebody because y'all work in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it, bro. Once the conversation about work is done and it's time to talk about something else, what do you have with the people that surround you?
Big
So for
facts.
you, for those of you who want kingdoms and you're trying to start a kingdom and you're trying to figure out your subjects is what they call it in the kingdom, your
Mm.
royal subjects, or the round table
Oh.
is what we're calling it here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you're trying to figure out the knights at the round table, what do you guys do? What do you do for a living? And when what we do for a living isn't part of the talk, and we're going into what we're creating for a living, see how that conversation stacks up and see who fall off at that conversation. See how many of your friends go back and start talking about work after you bring up the after you bring up the dreams. When you start talking about your dreams, see how like time it. Like I'm being real with you. Time it. Pull out a stopwatch, hit the button when they're and like hold it under the table, hit the button and see how long it
Mm-hmm.
takes for them to start talking about work. Time them. Because what you're going to learn is that some of your friends, even your best friend, may just be your coworker.
Mm. Mm. uh, and another a couple of things that I took from that is you know, you're a product of your environment, and your habitat makes the habits that you put in your everyday life. And if your habitat is whatever it could be, if your habitat is, hanging out with friends, going out every weekend, you want more, but all you can seem to do is to find this little enjoyment of going out with friends on the weekend on your days off, or whenever, blowing how much ever on drinks and expensive food and whatnot, and y'all only meet up on these weekends on your day off, then maybe there's something that needs to be evaluated in you and the people you keep around, so you can get out of that. Like, truly, when is the last time a group of friends ever had like a cookout, or just like invited, just to hang out, just to chill, talk, or whatever? It doesn't always have to be like, oh, let's go here because they have drinks. We could get drunk and eat and discuss work and how our week's been, and then go home. No, let's let's have a what do you call them, Jenks? I don't really know. Let's have a meeting
Have
of,
a mastermind.
there you go, a mastermind. Let's all get
Have a
together
mastermind.
and just
Let's do
like
that.
invest in something. Let's put all, not all our money, but let's put some of our money into like this, something that we looked up that's gonna blow up in the future, and we all reap benefits from, or something.
Right.
I don't know,
Right.
we're still learning too. But let's do something other than spend our money and be consumers. Uh, so yeah, yeah, it's all about who you hang around and your habits. Your environment and your habitat makes you.
Right. Right. And I want to take shift it into like our own our own situation and kind
Mm-hmm.
of talk about that for a bit. But mostly because we still got some time left, and we have we haven't really talked as long as that I thought we did. I just looked at the time. And as you guys can see, it's pretty late in the day for the Dirty Trump.
Pretty bright.
You can see the sun behind Mark. Like that shit's crazy. I'm not used to that. I ain't even know the sunshine in that room, honestly.
Facts.
Like we usually off here before the sun come up. So,
Get rid of some of
but
these
anyway,
lights.
like, um, if you guys have been paying attention,
Bring that back.
then you know that Marcus and I are, though we are, and here we go talking about this, right? Because like, and I want y'all to think like Game of Thrones esque kind of conversation. Like
Okay.
when I say that Knights at the Round Table kind of talk,
Mm.
we're talking about multiple kingdoms coming together as one.
Mm.
So when it pertains to our personal brands and our individual businesses, Marcus and I are both kings of our own brand. So like when and in all intents and purposes, we are very much involved in each other's brands. So like
Mm.
if there's something that he needs me to do or in Morton's
Vice
Castle,
versa.
I'm there. Though it hasn't been anything that I'm valuable of at this current moment. There's that I'm definitely down to learn how to use Blender if the opportunity precedes it. And vice versa, Marcus is very much involved into the Aether universe as to the point where there's about two or three books that I have to write that was ideas that came from him. So as it pertains to building our personal brands, both
Mm-hmm.
of us had to do everything that we talked about in this book, in this episode, not book. Um, we had to separate from
Mm.
the round table. We had to get off the planet. We had to go our separate ways. We had to find people who is knowledgeable in what we are trying to do.
Mm.
Marcus had to go find people who are knowledgeable at doing things with Blender and Unreal Engine just as much as I had to find people who write. Um, uh, so we have to delegate things. We had to figure out who's involved in these things. Um, all of this stuff applies. So if you're looking for examples, those are the best examples that we are able to give you as it pertains to this kingdom mentality. And when you're and I want you guys to understand this. At the end of the day, when it comes to Aether Universe and Morton's Castle, there could be a day where the Aether Universe and Morton's Castle fly into the stratosphere, and me and Mark are not even involved.
Big facts.
You want the kingdom, but you want it all. You want to do everything. You want to be everything. You want to be every position, bro. I'm looking at this right now. I had to pull it up, bro. It's it's six different types of pieces, 16 pieces on a chessboard.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be the king, the queen, the bishop, the knight, and the pawns all at the same time. And you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your job to be everything. All you had to do, and if you're coming with the idea and you're gonna lead that idea, you're gonna have to learn how to be a leader.
Big facts.
Leadership 101. Learn how to be a leader. How to win friends and influence people. The 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. 43 laws of power. You're gonna have to read all of these.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to read all of those. So when it comes to building your kingdom, you're going to have to find people who is involved with what you're trying to do first. That's going to be the first part. And if you have to work for them, that is not a problem. I'm pretty sure they will not mind helping you out if you're giving value.
Mm. Big facts. All right, so, oh, let's talk about being a leader, right? So a lot of people they think a leader is this
Boss.
person that, yeah,
The
the
boss.
boss, similar to a boss. They think they know all. They're supposed to be without any fault, any imperfection. But a leader, he's also a student. He's a
Yeah.
lifetime student. He's not this overbearing perfectionist or nothing like that. He's a student, and it reminds me of this show I really got into called Marco Polo. It was about uh the Mongolian Empire, right?
Mongolian.
Mongolian Empire, yes.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. I know what show you talking about. I never seen it though.
it's real good. All right, so what he does, right? He wanted to build a kingdom where it's not just because that's what Mongolian Asian don't. If it's not, don't don't
Yeah,
don't
they're
shoot me
Asian.
down. But
Yeah, they're
Asian
they're Asian.
Asian Empire, right? You know, Asian Empire is usually what religion is Taoism or whatever. Uh, but he wasn't shoving that down, his people's throat or whatever. He wanted his kingdom to be a mixture of everything. He wanted to learn about things. Now, this is just a depiction of the show. I don't know if it's uh historically correct, but he took this Italian up under his wing, and I think the Italian was like he was a great clothes maker or something. So he would need him to go out to uh see what was the finest silk to make the robes and like the clothing for his people or whatnot. He needed outside help, and we all know how we can get with outside help. He needed people out of his own like
Out of his own
ethnicity,
universe.
out of his own universe to build his kingdom. And that's what he wanted. He wanted something with a little bit of everything. He wanted to meet people that had different experience, different outlooks. Like his whole, court was a mixture of people from each and everywhere, advising him to do better, to build a great kingdom. That's how we should be. We should seek that outside source. But always be mindful that there are snakes in the grass. So, just be vigilant. There we go. English.
Um, and I wanna go ahead and say like to what you just said, like the leadership versus management
Mm.
trap. And like some of you, y'all ain't never seen leaders before.
Not at all.
Like in reality, most people of our color, Mark, the only leader they ever known of is Martin Luther King, and they don't even understand what he did.
Hmm.
They don't even understand how, like, yo, for
Big
real,
facts.
you managed to get a whole entire race to stand behind you. The entire race
Mm-hmm.
to stand behind you. You know how many black people there is in the world? Imagine being the one. Imagine being the one standing in front of a movement where the entire race of the world follows you.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely insane. So you looking at your managers, and here's the problem that I have with corporate America, because corporate America is trying to pass managers off as leadership. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So look, like for real, and some of y'all work with us, is a reason why the process assistants vest used to say Rick One leadership, and the managers vest that always says operations. There's a reason for that. They're not leaders, they're managers. So here's the difference. Like I looked it up right just now, and because I wanted to see like a list of the differences, and I'm looking at a
Mm-hmm.
comparison bubble. And Mark, remind me to send this to you once we shut this down. All right. So I looked it up while we were talking about it, and I just wanted to show the differences between leading and being a manager, and like this it speaks to everything that we do on a daily basis, right? At our jobs, and you can kind of just look at your manager and just like tell exactly what he's there to do. Some people are there to only make money, other people are there to inspire and lead people to the next level. And a leader, like you hear managers all the time say it's hard to get people to raise people up and train them to be the next manager. But a leader will never tell you some dumb shit like that. A leader is like, all right, let's go. Let's go. I ain't never looked
Mm-hmm.
at any of my associates and said I can never pull you guys up as PAs. Like I ain't never said that shit before. It's not even a thing that I would even be in my vocabulary. So look, check this out. Now and those of you who's not watching the video right now, I just want you to like listen to I'm gonna go by point, right? So a leader has a vision and strategy.
Mm-hmm.
A manager has policies and procedures.
Mm-hmm.
Leaders create values. Managers count value. Leaders influence and inspire. Managers have power and control. Leaders have followers. Managers have subordinates. Leaders lead people. Managers manage working people. Leaders are people focused. Managers are work focused. Leaders are charismatic, charismatic styles. Managers have authoritarian styles. Leaders have they have risk and are change seekers. Managers are risk averse and focus on stability. Leaders appeal to the heart. Managers appeal to the head. Leaders are proactive. Managers are reactive. Leaders set directions. Managers plan details. Leaders are raising expectations. Managers maintain status quos. Leaders ask questions. Managers give directions. And the only thing that they do in common, the only thing that leaders and managers have in common is that they accomplish a goal, they explain a vision, they are organization figureheads, they motivate others, and they mobilize resources.
Mm.
So what I'm telling you is that anybody can appear to be a leader, but some of the people that you're looking at is your leadership. The only thing they just do is manage.
That's crazy. Cause we won't keep that real brief. But was just in a class the other day. Uh, two words that they were, or these two words stuck out to me. Uh, diversity and inclusiveness. Uh, and I got all that, all we learned from that. Uh, and a leader. That basically those two words, leader. The opposite of those two words, management. That's wild. That is crazy.
You never think that management would be the antithesis of leadership. Like it's you would think they'll be in the same category, but like and people really get it twisted, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like you looking at your manager and your manager calling himself a leader. Like, bro, you don't need to call yourself a leader if you're a leader.
Big
You don't
facts.
need to say that you don't need to say that you're leadership. Like, yo, I'm
Big
like
facts.
for real. Like and jobs like they get this thing twisted. They start talking like they looking for people who have leadership potential. Like what the fuck is leadership potential if you're looking for somebody who can be a manager?
Right.
So now you got the world all twisted and thinking that they can be leaders or that they are leaders. And even if somebody becomes a manager, they thinking that they're a leader, but the only thing they doing is is managing. They following the
Mm-hmm.
manager's list. And then when you ask the Mark, bro,
Insane.
Mark, tell me how deep this is though. Tell me how deep this is. Pick any leadership book and ask any of your managers have they ever read it, bro. See what happened. The most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Oh man.
That motherfucker came from business management school. Ain't never read no leadership book.
That's because it will. It's in the name, business management. Not. Oh man. Oh, that hurt my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
I just remember the because I was a part of FBLA in high school. If y'all
Scam,
don't know what FBLA is, it's
scam,
Future Business Leaders of America. Um,
scam.
and there was no leadership in that class. We had little simulator games on the computer to to manage a
Cubicle
business.
simulator. The cubicle simulator.
Oh man, good times though. Good times. They tried.
Cube farm.
They
Cube
tried.
farm tycoon.
Oh man, they tried though. They tried. It's a thought that counts. But
Oh yeah.
yeah. Uh, to 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 build your kingdom, you must be a leader, but also be a student at the same time. You have to kind of delegate the right people that you want to keep around you, because like we said before, they they make who you are. Uh, if there's five successful people in a room, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be the sixth one. If there's five uh bitter, poverty stricken people in a room, and you're in that room, 9 times out of 10, you're the sixth. Uh, and you have the choice to switch rooms, get off your own planet, and
You know what I'm saying?
do whatever. There, like we said, there are groups. There's this podcast that we're doing right here. There's support groups, books, whatever you need, whatever information you need, it is out there. It is in your face. It is at the tip of your fingertips. All you have to do is make the first move and grab it. Take it for yourself. Grow a backbone, take that risk. Start reading. There's gonna be some adversity. There's gonna be some people. Oh, why you reading that? Oh, what book you reading? How to Better Myself, and what was that book that uh, uh, uh Zach was reading a book about how to persuade others or something. How to be likable and something like that. And normal people would look at that and just be like, why are you reading that? But he saw something in the book that he wanted to get out of. He wanted to get something out of that book to better his life.
Where's Zach?
You know which Zach I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
sure.
don't knock it. He's doing pretty good for himself. So I've heard. Uh, in Tennessee right
Allegedly.
now, allegedly. So yeah, life is
Because
what you make it.
like your definition of doing good for himself is a lot different than the people who probably told you that.
It's very much the
Considering I
truth,
think I know who you heard it from. Like his definition is real. His bar is real low.
Lord. Uh,
My
but
bad.
yeah,
It'll
what
get the insurance bucket out. My bad. My bad.
what you got for the people, Mac?
Um. Oh my God. Trying to expand this kingdom right quick. The biggest thing that I got going on is I created a packet, right?
Packet.
And in the packet I did some stuff that's going to push us into the next generation, into the next phase of what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because we got books out right now,
Okay.
but the more I talk to people, the more they say visuals is where it's at. Visuals is what you need to do. Like that's what we need to focus on right now is visuals. So um, I I created this this little stunning piece of work here, the
Ooh.
author credibility packet. Mark told me not to share screens, but pretty much this goes over what the Aether universe is, and if I can get the pages to turn, I might be able to get somewhere. But life and stuff. Uh, yeah, so it goes over what the Aether universe is and things like that. It talks about the elements that are a part of the universe. It even has a like I don't know if you can see it like the arcane and is under in the headline. I
Mm.
have no idea what that say. I had to decipher it again. And if they wanted, and if anybody is looking at it and wanted to decipher it, that is also in here. So we are um top class world building at its finest at this
Okay.
moment. Um, and one of the like I did that for another reason. Like I need to get better at the world building portion. I realized that in book one of the series that I didn't necessarily do the world building part. I just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like laid the premise, and I mean it was a start, but it didn't go into the depth that I needed it to. Um, though by the time you get to book four, you like okay, this world is crazy. I need to keep reading. But I have to do a keynote.
Keynote.
Yeah, I have to do a keynote speech at a what is it's called Black Ink Con, and they're having it at the somewhere in Chesapeake, at a library in Chesapeake somewhere.
Mm.
Um, part of the Chesapeake library chains. I got approached by a group of ladies at the last convention that we went to, and they invited me out, and I've been talking to their director, and she wants me to do a piece on world building. So
Okay.
this is it'll be my first speaking engagement ever outside of network marketing. Does network marketing really count as speaking engagements? I don't think it doing a presentation on products and services to count as.
I mean, my interpretation of network marketing is, or networking in general, is speaking to other people, to kind of push your product or vision.
I mean, I guess it would be if you're doing a presentation on products and services, it would be a keynote or some type of a keynote.
No idea. Uh,
Oh, well, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I got that coming up. So I'm getting prepared for that. And that book will be out on all of our tables so that anybody who's an author or not an author, but an artist, they can look at that. And I made it so if they look at it, they can know exactly what we are
Mm-hmm.
what we are building and what we're trying to create, and they could start from there.
Word. I like it. I like it. I like where this is going. Uh, anything else for the? I know you're gonna do very well, sir. You're a very well spoken young man. Uh, so I know nothing but good things are gonna come out of that. Um,
Appreciate that.
and if not, another learning
It'd be a learning
experience.
experience,
There you
right?
go. Um, but I got faith. I got faith. It's gonna be pretty good. Uh, that's
Man,
all
so
we.
what you plan on doing with Unreal Engine though? Like I want to hear about that. Like what's your plans with that? Cause that's like the big boy league right there.
All
Let's
right. So, uh, I already got a video that lines up with some characters that I found on the marketplace. There's some low poly little mech guys. They kind of look like if you ever played what's that franchise? Gears of War. The big jack dudes with guns. Is that Gears of War?
okay. Yeah, they have them on Gears of War. I'm more thinking like StarCraft though.
Uh so I found some characters real cheap.
Like
They're
the
like,
Hulkbuster suits.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Picture that full on mech suit. You have your shotgun pose, or your shotgun, your pistol, assault rifle, sniper rifle.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna use those for classes. I'm gonna make like a co-op shooter. Something real simple. All I gotta do is take those characters, drop them in, make a little small, little playable board or whatever that they can shoot around in,
Yeah,
and put that out there. Make a couple of levels. Uh, do a level system, and then also do like a survival mode. It could be couch co-op online. I think I should have the blueprints for that already.
bro. I just learned that couch co-op was a thing. I had never heard that term before, like last week.
Really,
Never.
sir, you're older than me, and I that was like couch co-op. What do you?
Bro,
It's a
like nobody. See, you're confusing this with like the relevancy of my age with something else. Like that, nobody uses that. Like that's not a thing.
Smash Bros was, is that, yeah, for the what is that system?
GameCube,
Was it GameCube or the N64?
yeah, the 64.
Yeah, that was Smash Bros.
That was,
Melee,
bro. In my day, it was just co-op.
but it's considered couch
Before all this
co-op, right?
internet stuff started popping off, bro. That was after my time. Stop playing with me.
Actually, I might need to look that up. What is considered couch co-op?
Next to each other on the couch.
Yeah, that's a
It was
a multiplayer game
it
basically.
was it was just co-op when I was growing up. Like, now co-op means something completely different, and I didn't realize we made a whole new term out of it.
So I think co-op is just two player game. And I think couch co-op is just more than a game that more than two players. Cuz the N64 has a slot for four controllers. But the
Yeah,
PlayStation had a slot for four controllers, right? No, two.
no,
Just two.
never. You had to use those dumbass multi-tap,
Yep. Oh. Oh. That hurt my heart. I ain't heard multi-tapping. God.
which is the reason why we
Jesus.
never had
Couch
co-op.
co-op.
He was on the couch co-op with two players.
Facts. Oh man. All right, we telling our age now. I feel bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, but
All right, man.
yeah, that's gonna be the spearhead for Morton's cast. So, uh, I we gonna get that off the ground. We're gonna get that off the ground.
Feeling it. I'm
Um,
feeling it.
other than that, uh, that's about it. Do we have anything special coming up? About what next week? Is going to be we're not gonna make an episode on 4th of July. Do we have anything special coming for 4th of July? June,
Do we
July.
have any? I didn't. You had any ideas?
Uh,
Probably should have talked about this before we
Thanks.
started the episode. That shit.
uh, happy 4th of July, people. We
Yeah,
we
right.
we not gonna. Well, we could
When is the fourth?
that Wednesday.
Oh yeah. So by the time you guys are listening to this, the 4th of July will be tomorrow.
Yeah,
Have a safe fourth. I know in my area, folks get to shooting sometimes, so avoid that
which is
at all
weird.
costs. It's weird, bro. Like they try to shoot at the fireworks. It's fucking strange, bro. People just get bored.
What?
I'm supposed to be trying to light fireworks with a flamethrower and shit. Like it's the strangest thing, bro.
What? Why?
Don't ask, bro. Don't ask, bro. Just leave it alone.
That just sounds
Ain't
like a
got
bad
nothing to do
time.
with me.
Lord, but yeah, that's it, people. Get off your own planets. Uh, go out there and build your kingdom, people. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.